Hello, everyone. We are on chapter 6 of the book of Ecclesiastes, and this is going to take us halfway through this Old Testament book of wisdom literature. Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Songs are all wisdom or poetic books of the Bible. We've already seen for these previous weeks that the meaning of life is not in trying to get everything that you can. Ecclesiastes chapter 6 has to do with the same thing. It's not just getting everything that you can, but saving everything that you can as well. Even that doesn't really matter. That's why chapter 6 is entitled, Not Enough. Never enough. It is never going to be enough for us, no matter what we have, no matter what we save. The main point of chapter 6 in the book of Ecclesiastes: accumulating a fortune over the span of a long life only results in passing it on to someone else. You might not be inclined to get and spend and enjoy all the things this world has to offer, but maybe you're a person that is a little more frugal, a person that is going to pinch pennies, a person that's going to stockpile as much as you can in your savings account, in your CDs, in the stock market, under your mattress, because it makes you feel good. It gives you a sense of security. It gives you a little bit of peace of mind knowing that you have something to fall back on. Solomon says even that doesn't really matter. Even that is a vapor that is passing and fleeting. The key verse in chapter 6 is verse 7. All of a man's hard work is to feed his mouth, but his appetite never feels satisfied. Sounds very similar to what we talked about last week in chapter 5, and that's because it is similar. Chapter 5 logically leads into chapter 6. Chapter 5, just as a reminder, is just about the money, the possessions that you can get and you can spend and you can enjoy in this world. Well, a large fortune or even a small fortune, even a little bit of savings that you have accumulated over the years really isn't going to do you any good either. It's never going to quite be enough. That's why the title of this chapter is Never Enough. That we might have a little bit of a nest egg over here, but in the back of your mind you think, I'd like it to be a little more. I'm still a little nervous that if something bad happens, if emergency comes up, if I need to retire early, or if I live longer than I plan to, that nest egg isn't going to be enough to support me. Solomon says, don't worry about that. Do not pursue life in an attempt to just stockpile as much as you can in your back pocket. That it's not worth it. It's pointless. Solomon once again comes back to contentment as well. Verse 9 references that particular topic, and is his version of saying the grass is not always greener on the other side. Enjoy what you have right now. Don't worry about what you can get later. The meaning of life, according to Ecclesiastes chapter 6, it's not saving as much as you can. Keep that in mind, that although it is healthy and it is a good plan to save, it is important for you to plan ahead and make sure that you are not a burden on our government or on your family members or on your church or on other people. You have to temper that with a little bit of common sense and with a Christian understanding of the future. You don't know what's going to happen, but the Lord does. The meaning of this life is not to save as much as you can. Solomon saved quite a bit himself, and he understood that it really doesn't work that way. Please read Ecclesiastes chapter 6 this week. It is once again another good chapter to help us reconfigure our priorities a little bit. And remember this, Solomon's words would come true. He passed on an extensive fortune to his son. In fact, a fortune that was worth more than anything else anyone had ever inherited. And what did Rehoboam his son do? He lost it all in just 5 years. Solomon probably saw it coming. He was a smart man. Maybe he didn't see it coming, but he kind of predicted it even in this chapter, what was going to happen down the line. Well, we're 6 chapters in. We have 6 chapters left. I hope you've enjoyed it so far as we've gone through Ecclesiastes. And as always, do not hesitate to contact me if there are any questions, because we don't cover every verse in these short videos. We don't get into every single detail. So there may be some things that are confusing, some things I skipped over that I shouldn't. Please let me know, and I'll help you in any way I can. You can find my information on our website. If you, for some reason, don't have it or are too lazy to look it up, my email is my last name, Freym, as in Matthew, P as in Paul, @hotmail.com. Email me anytime and I'll get back to you shortly. Have a great week. I'll see you again soon.